Hello, sixth grade, investigation 3.3 summary notes. And the first thing we're going to look at, and it might be a review for some of you, is going from decimal to fraction and fraction to decimal. Going from decimal to fraction, you just need to read the number with the correct place value. So 0.33 or 0.33 is 33 hundredths. I read it as 33 hundredths. So the way I just read it, oh, that's a fraction, 33 hundredths. 0.9, okay, is 9, and I'm out in my tenths place, 9 tenths, just said a fraction, and I'm just going to write it. Always simplify if you can. So here, we have 0.50. I have 50 hundredths. So here's 50 hundredths. Okay, well, when I simplify that, I get 1/2. And again, as I'm writing things down, please make sure you are writing them also. Going from fraction to decimal. A fraction bar means a division sign. So I'm literally just saying 1 divided by 5. Okay, later in the year, we're going to get into more with division of decimals. So if you don't know it, you're just going to be using a calculator right now, and you're just typing into your calculator 1 divided by 5, which is 0.2 or 2 tenths. Here, 2 divided by 8, okay, which equals 0.25. Not all of your fractions are going to be what we call a terminal decimal, where they end nicely like this. You might get a repeating decimal, you might get a decimal that doesn't end. Depending on your situation, will depend on how you round. If I'm dealing with money, you're always going round to the hundredth. Okay. Other numbers, I typically use the rule either round to the tenth or round to the hundredth. Okay, so in other words, in your calculator, if you see 0.13857, okay, if it's not money, maybe I'm going to round to the tenth, and I'm going to say 0.1. Okay, if I have 12.384 and it's money, I have to round 2 places after the decimal. So my number is going to be 12.38, because again, the number after it's closer to 12.38, 38 cents, than it is closer to 39 cents. So here I'm going from fraction to decimal. I'm actually going to show you, grab my calculator, and when I do 2 divided by 3. Okay, so here's one of those situations that I get 0.666666666. And the reason why I did 7 is my calculator actually rounded at that point. Okay, for this, you have a couple of choices. Because it's repeating, I could say 0.6, and I put a bar over it that it's repeating. But if it's more than one step, I can't do anything more with this. So sometimes people will call this 0.67. All right, now I have 1/6. I'm going to do in my calculator. Sorry, I'm going to take the 1 divided by 6. And again, I get 0.1666666. So either 0.16, and the 6 gets the bar over it, because again, that's the number that is repeating, okay, or 0.17, 0.167, it depends. So now here, let's put my decimal into a fraction. I have 5, and I have 2 places after my decimal, so I have 5 hundredths. Okay, and if I need it in simplest form, I'm dividing both by 5, which is 1/20th. -7/8. Negative sign goes first, and then I'm going to, in my calculator, numerator 7 divided by denominator 8. And in this case, it's a terminating decimal. Again, if I needed to deal with money, I would round it, but I'm going to leave this one as 0.875. So negative 0.875. Now here I have 8/5. Sorry, let me get that in a little closer so you can see that. Well, 8/5, again, I can do 8 divided by 5. And I'm going to get 1.6. It's a positive number, 1.6. All right, so then we did a visual in this investigation where I have 3 tenths. Okay, and as my decimal, I just said 3 tenths, so I'm going to do 0.3. And then what does that look like out of 100? Is it a lot? Okay, in my hundredth charts, well, here's one set of tens, 2 set of tenths and 3 set of tenths. Okay, or I can even, if I add my 0, we'd have 30 little individual boxes. Okay, 0.2, one place after the decimal, that's going to be 2 tenths. So that is less, and you will see that this shades in only to there. So that is the investigation for 3.3.